SHALAM, with Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding GEN.YAHANNA. Since 1969, we've been teaching the truth about the Holy Bible. That is, that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are of the 12 tribes of Israel, saying the Lord's chosen people, and the only people that this book right here was made for. And of course, our oppressor, the same man that has been raping and murdering and robbing our nation, is the goddamn devil that the Bible speaks of. Saying today we're going to be going into, of course, the curses of Deuteronomy. So we're going to be talking about, this sex this sex trade that is going on amongst our nation, and how it's been going on for a very, very long time. I'm saying since our oppressor landed on our shores and started taking over our lands. You know what I'm saying? And that's when our destruction truly began. You know what I'm saying? It's when all this sex trafficking really began. So we're going to start in book of Deuteronomy, chapter 27 and verse 1. So we'll give you a second to get there. Go ahead and take these couple of seconds to share the class. You know what I'm saying? Like the video. Leave any questions you got in the comment section. So we're going to get into it in a minute. Slack. All right, we're going to go ahead and get into it since we're a little behind on schedule. Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 27 and verse 1. And Moses, with the elders of Israel, commanded the people. So those of you that don't know, I'm saying Moses was the man that was put in charge of leading the nation of Israel out of captivity from the Egyptians. You know what I'm saying? From a bunch of Africans. I'm saying this man right here, he had to know how to get all of the true leaders of the nation of Israel. You know what I'm saying? The true leaders of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you know what I'm saying, to gather them together. You know what I'm saying? Not only get them together, but he told these leaders to get all the people together. Commanded the people, saying, keep all the commandments which I command you this day. I'm saying Moses and all of the true leaders of our nation, you know what I'm saying, told the people to keep all of these commandments that the Lord gave to us. Because, back then we knew that if we broke a single commandment, you know what I'm saying, a single law or statute, we knew that the Lord would punish us. You know what I'm saying, that he would bring swift death and destruction and despair and, all of these nightmarish things onto our nation. You know what I'm saying? So this is what a true leader of the people does. You know what I'm saying? That's what the ISUPK does for Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians. You know what I'm saying? We tell our people to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments so that we can no longer be under these curses and will no longer be slaves to our oppressor. You know what I'm saying? And once we stop breaking the law, statutes, and commandments, we'll be put on high above these other nations. You know what I'm saying? Above these people that have oppressed us for over 400 years. You know what I'm saying? Above the damn African and Asian, East Indian, Arab, you know what I'm saying? All these people that we see as being rich and mighty and having this amazing, society and culture. You know what I'm saying? If we come back to what the Lord told us to do, sure, we'll see our own way of life as something that is, tremendous. You know what I'm saying? Something that is just beyond this world. You know what I'm saying, but yet we've got so many fake, leaders out here. You know what I'm saying? People that are just looking out for themselves, looking to get some type of personal gain, even if it, destroys our people, which is just so many, leaders in the reservations today. You know what I'm saying? So many of these, councilmen or chieftains, you know what I'm saying? They are only looking out for themselves and looking to, fatten their pockets in some way. Slacking. So I'm gonna read that from the top. And Moses, slacking. And Moses, with the elders of Israel, commanded the people, saying, keep all the commandments which I command you this day. Saying, so a true leader will sit there and look out for the well-being of their people. You know what I'm saying, whether it's, the people, in that time or the future generations. You know what I'm saying? A true leader will ensure that our people follow a certain way of life that will bring prosperity to our nation. But yet we've got these false leaders out here that aren't telling us to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. I'm saying these leaders out here that will tell us to turn to our oppressor and, beg him for his help. You know what I'm saying? Tell us that the only way for our nation to come up in America's world is to sit there and join ourselves to our oppressor. When if these so-called councilmen over us, you know what I'm saying, that are supposed to be our leaders, I'm saying the people we look up to guide us as a people, to get us through hard times, if they were truly, for our nation, and then they would tell us to hell with our oppressor. They would tell us to separate from him at all costs. I'm saying, meanwhile, they've got us going to his damn court systems. You know what I'm saying? Going to his TV stations and trying to get, the people to, it's like our oppressors people to, feel some type of sympathy for us so they'll help get us out of the condition that we're in. Saying just like, for instance, just like we were doing during Standing Rock. You know what I'm saying? We went to the news stations. We were putting it out there throughout the web. We were welcoming everybody that wanted to help stop this pipeline that was going to destroy and poison our land. And when in reality, the people that were leading that, And the councilmen that were over the reservation, they would have told our people, shoot, to hell with our oppressor. I'm saying he's never truly helped us before. I'm saying to hell with the people of his land. I'm saying we should join to our own. We should only welcome Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Because once we start welcoming our oppressor into what it is that we had going on, and that's when things started to go downhill. That's when things started to fail. And then eventually the whole movement just broke apart. But I'm gonna get an example for all of you that sit there and say that you have to, you know what I'm saying? You just have to go to our oppressor in order to, succeed in any type of movement or, whatever it is that you're trying to do to better your people. I'm saying you just have to, or else it's going to automatically fail because they have such power. I'm saying, which that's what we've been saying for over 400 years, but yet we're still in the same condition that we were in back then. I'll say, but this is from American Holocaust, saying page 122. It's like, I'm saying this is talking about when settlers or colonists, Slovakia, were pushing into Cherokee land. You know what I'm saying? This is setting up for the Cherokee being moved on the Trail of Tears. Slovakia. So it says the Cherokee resisted, and by peaceful means, that's what a lot of our elders and religious leaders tell us. You know what I'm saying? Our spiritual and Christian leaders tell us is you got to be peaceful. You know what I'm saying? You can't be violent. You know what I'm saying? Even though UPK, we don't condone in violence. You know what I'm saying? But we condone in self-defense. But not even the Christian church and our spiritual leaders will tell you to defend your damn self. I'm saying, but we'll see where these peaceful means got the Cherokee Nation. And by peaceful means, they won their case before the U.S. Supreme Court with a ruling written by Justice John Marshall. So the Cherokee Nation, you know what I'm saying, they went to the U.S. Supreme Court and made an argument saying that it was wrong what these settlers were doing, pushing in on their land, you know what I'm saying, just stealing it when treaties and agreements were set up to prohibit those type of things. I'm saying they won the case with the arguments that they were bringing out. I'm saying with the facts that they were bringing out. A ruling that led to Jackson's famous remark. I'm saying, and this is President Jackson. I'm saying President Andrew Jackson, Slovakia. John Marshall has made his decision. Now let him enforce it. So that is the president of the United States that is basically saying, yeah, the Supreme Court, they've ruled against us stealing these Indians' land, but let's see them do something about us taking it. They've came up with what the hell are they gonna do about it? He's egging the Supreme Court to go to war with those that were taking the land. You know what I'm saying? To go to war with those that were under Jackson's control to enforce his decree to take all of our land away from us. Saying that just shows you how much not only how much that these people hate our nation, that they are willing to go to war over a little bit of piece of land. You know what I'm saying? To sit there and disobey, the chain of command when it comes to things. You know what I'm saying? But that also shows you just how corrupt that the US government is. Because ain't a damn thing changed in the US government, I'm saying, from now to then. You know what I'm saying? It's still a system that hates our people as a whole. It's lucky. It's like I'm reading that from the top. John Marshall has made his decision. Now let him enforce it. The court, of course, had no Slacky. Skip down a little bit to the next paragraph. It says, finally, a treaty was drawn up. Saying just like so many treaties in the past that were drawn up amongst our people, amongst these amongst these different native tribes. You know what I'm saying, which our oppressor has never kept, not once. He's made 500 plus treaties and he ain't kept a single one. He's gone out of his way to break every single one of them. But yeah, we still expect for him to sit there and honor his goddamn word, knowing that his word ain't worth a damn. And yet our people are so surprised when the US government, you know what I'm saying, when these damn devils sit there and turn their back on what they said that they weren't going to do. Saying we're so surprised when they go out of their way to destroy us as a people. You know what I'm saying? When this is nothing new. We should not be surprised by the nature of the devil. You know what I'm saying? Because the devil, he's just going to be the devil at the end of the day. Ceding the Cherokee lands to the American government in exchange for money and some land and what had been designated Indian territory far to the west. And so a treaty was made. You know what I'm saying, an agreement by certain people in the Cherokee Nation and by the U.S. government to basically give everything that we had, you know what I'm saying, our land, our crops, the animals in it, you know what I'm saying, the fruits and all the produce and vegetation, all these things that helped us survive as a people. I'm saying we gave all that up for some goddamn money. I'm saying a little bit of land. I'm saying that was leaders back then that agreed to a treaty like that. I'm saying just look at the leaders today. I'm saying ain't a goddamn thing changed. You know what I'm saying? We've always had sellouts amongst our nation. I'm saying people that would rather give, you know what I'm saying, their love and their loyalty to those that have oppressed and enslaved our nation rather than giving those things to those that are struggling alongside them every day. That is what happens when you don't keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. You know what I'm saying? You don't have love for your nation. You don't have some type of morality to keep you from, being a goddamn sellout. I'm saying you don't have these things. Because when you're brought up in the land of America, I'm saying you integrate into American society, you become a wicked bastard. Someone that is just looking to fulfill your own lustful deeds. You know what I'm saying? All because that is what America promotes. You know what I'm saying? As a whole. Which is why we got so many goddamn sellouts amongst our nation, especially among our leaders, because they can get the biggest bang for their buck. You know what I'm saying? They got the highest, position of power. Therefore, they can get hella money because of their position. They can get their own little bit of land for their position. When in reality, a true leader would rather die before he sells out his people, before he gives up his integrity all for some type of personal gain, knowing damn well that it will lead to the destruction of your nation. But that's what America breeds, is sellouts. Just like, throughout any community, whether it's Black, Hispanic, Native Indian, on any reservation, whether it's in the Midwest or on the West Coast, you know what I'm saying, or the Southern Territories, you know what I'm saying, it's like, you know what I'm saying, sellouts are going to be bred amongst our people. It's like, we're going to continue reading. Knowing that neither the Cherokee elders nor the majority of the Cherokee people would approve the treaty, the U.S. government held the most influential Cherokee leader in jail. Saying so, like the U.S. always knows, I'm saying, that we have certain people that are not going to sell out. I'm saying, sell their nation out for a little bit of money. I'm saying, for a little bit of land. I'm saying, and the U.S. has always taken matters into their own hands to ensure that, that they get what they want, which is why they've had over 500 goddamn treaties with our people, and yet not a single one has been honored by these people. I'm saying, if that don't tell you who the goddamn devil is, I don't know what will. You know what I'm saying? Devil simply means liar, deceiver. So these people have lied to our nation 500 times. You know what I'm saying? On a massive scale, on something that is detrimental to the integrity of a nation, that is detrimental to, a way of life or people. And they've just, they just brush it off as if it ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? They don't give a damn about it. They don't give a damn about our people, our nation, whether you're Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian. All they want is what is best for them. What's best for their people? What's going to bring them the most financial gain, the most power, I'm saying, in these territories? That's what the U.S. government wants. And since that's what the U.S. government promotes amongst our people, amongst our communities, sure, that's what our fake leaders are going to want. They're going to want exactly what America wants. Saying, but yeah, if you sit there and you look at the same people that have had a loyalty and an integrity for coming on 51 goddamn years, the I.S.U.P.K under commanding Gen.YAHANNA, I'm saying, we ain't got one goddamn sellout. We are an organization that is loyal to our people until we are put to death. I'm saying, until the Lord takes our life, we will forever be loyal to our own and only our own. But yeah, we want to sit there and believe in some type of goddamn U.S. government that has changed, or these damn leaders that don't give a good goddamn about us. That's what we'd rather believe in. We're to believe in that. Something that has proven to fail hundreds of years, rather than believe in the people that have been laying their lives on the line for generations. You know what I'm saying? Without faltering, without hesitation. So our people should believe in the I.S.U.P.K. Our nation should want the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge in every goddamn reservation. You know what I'm saying? No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Slacking. The U.S. government held the most influential Cherokee leader in jail and shut down the tribal printing press when negotiations took place between American officials and a handful of cooperative Indians. So, U.S. government, so even back then, they made sure that, matters concerning our nation never got out to the people. You know what I'm saying? Because the U.S., they don't publish stories about, all the natives that are being, murdered in the cities of America. You know what I'm saying? They barely let sex trafficking stories get out. They barely let stories regarding, land theft and all these pipelines that are going on get out. You know what I'm saying? They barely let these get out. You know what I'm saying? But straight up, they just straight up shut down the printing press. You know what I'm saying? Made sure that no news got out to the entire nation. I'm saying, which is only a matter of time until they do the same damn thing nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Once they sit there and they make a large land theft, you know what I'm saying, a pipeline that is taking a large sum of land from the natives, you know what I'm saying, they ain't gonna let that get out. Shoot, really, they didn't even let that get out during the Dakota Access Pipeline. But our people, we were just so goddamn zealous about ensuring that what we had was not taken, that we pushed that shit until we couldn't no more. You know what I'm saying? We were making posts all throughout social media. We were going to news stations, radio stations. You know what I'm saying? We were doing everything we could to reach out to people in order to fight against the land theft, you know what I'm saying, that was going on a couple years ago with the Dakota Access Pipeline, or DAPL, if you will. You know what I'm saying? That's literally the only reason I got out. You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason so many blacks, Hispanics, and natives heard about that. You know what I'm saying? Back when I was in the world, that's the only reason I heard about it. Because I was seeing protests going on in social media. And I was like, God damn, I gotta be there with them gadgets. You know what I'm saying? I gotta be there to fight against this injustice that is happening to these people. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? The UPK, we always knew about this that was happening. You know what I'm saying? Which is why we were there, day one of the protests. You know what I'm saying? Getting interviews, talking to the people, putting the word out about what was going on. Because we make sure to look into what is going on with our nation. We make sure that injustices don't happen to our people. You know what I'm saying? Which is why we stay on our research. You know what I'm saying? But you can't say that about these goddamn leaders out here that are only looking out for their own little personal gain. You know what I'm saying? You can't say that about them. I don't give a damn who they are. I don't give a damn if they're in South Dakota. I don't give a damn if they're in Cali, Montana, Navajo Nation. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a damn who they are. These so-called leaders are not looking out for our people. I'm saying if they were, then we would not be in the state that we're in today. You know what I'm saying? If they were, UPK would be in their reservation right now. You know what I'm saying we'd be teaching class right there right now. But instead, you know what I'm saying, we gotta fight tooth and nail in order to get on these reservations, in order to spread this truth, to raise up our people. You know what I'm saying? That's how you know these leaders are not for our nation. They're not for building up our people to come out of these goddamn gutters. You know what I'm saying? To get above our oppressor. You know what I'm saying? But instead, they are for simply building up America. Simply putting our people in a deeper and deeper hole. That's exactly what, you know, these so-called leaders are for. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Saying if they got a problem with it, they can easily call the number, I'm saying, our description. You know what I'm saying? They can set something up to argue whatever, you know what I'm saying, just whatever dumb point it is that they got. Because the UPK, you know what I'm saying, we stay crushing false leaders. We stay crushing these, you know, people that claim to be all about our nation. We stay crushing whatever goddamn religious leaders there are out there, so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? We've been undefeated. It's like we've been undefeated since '69. It's like when negotiations took place between American officials and a handful of cooperative Indians. You know what I'm saying? That's a different way to say a sellout. Same which we've already gone over. I'm saying all these so-called leaders are nothing but sellouts. I don't give a damn how you look at it. It's slocky. I'm saying if you are not working towards bringing our people out of the current condition that we're in, that we've been in since we've joined to America, been conquered by America, then you are a goddamn sellout. So we're going to go to Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. I'll give you a second to get there. All right, we're going to go ahead and get into it. So we're a little behind. Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28. Salaki. Verse 15. But it shall come to pass, meaning a time will come, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day. Saying so, a time will come that us as a nation that we won't be keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. I'm saying that we will be sitting there and following these leaders that tell us, oh, you can sit there, you can get high. You know what I'm saying? You can break apart this plant right here, you roll it up in this right here, and you light it up, and you'll start to feel good. You know what I'm saying? You can go on a vision quest with this here plant. You know what I'm saying? And that plant, and that one right there. I'm saying a time will come to where, these leaders will tell us, oh, well, you can go out and you can worship this God right here. You know what I'm saying? You can worship the earth. You know what I'm saying? The Mother Earth and the Father Sky. I'm saying, and the great spirits. Oh no, you can worship that cross right there. No, don't worry. It's cool. It's lucky. The God of that cross, he loves everybody. You know what I'm saying? You believe in him, you go to heaven. Where there's candy canes and gumdrops everywhere. A time will come to where we follow these foolish goddamn leaders and whatever it is that they say we can do. You know what I'm saying? That time has already come. You know what I'm saying? That time is even till this day that we sit there and follow these leaders that lead our people astray. I mean, think about it. We got leaders that literally sit there and say it's okay to get high. You know what I'm saying? It's part of our culture. You can go do it. You can go out, slacky. You can dull down your mind. You know what I'm saying? Make it so that you don't have to worry about the oppression that our people are going through. It's all right. You can do it. You know what I'm saying? You're only going on a vision quest. It's cool. When in reality, we're doing this as a people, yo. It's literally nothing more than just a cheap escape from, the slavery that we're in as a people. That's why we got to constantly be doing it. We got to constantly be getting high. That's why all the natives and the reservations, that's why we don't just use it to be going on, a vision quest for ceremonies. You know what I'm saying? We be using it, damn near on a daily basis. So that way we can try to find some type of way to escape from the pain of being oppressed every goddamn day by our oppressor. So that we can sit there and forget about the traumas that we've been people, you know what I'm saying, as an individual. You know what I'm saying? When we sit there and we get high to try to do these things, you know what I'm saying, it's doing nothing but angering the Most High God. And then you wonder why you're sitting there and you're getting cancer from doing these things. You know what I'm saying? You're wondering why murder and rape and theft, you know what I'm saying, and lying and homosexuality and shoot, the list goes on and on and on. You know what I'm saying? You wonder why these things are okay amongst our nation. You know what I'm saying? It's because when you're high all the goddamn time, shoot, you don't give a damn about anything. You know what I'm saying? You don't care what state your people are in. You know what I'm saying? We know, you know what I'm saying, before we turned our lives around UPK, you know what I'm saying, brothers used to be drug addicts. You know what I'm saying? We used to be potheads and eat shrooms. I'm saying, but we learned that keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, building up our people is something far more important than getting high. Because when you put down them goddamn drugs, you know what I'm saying, you follow what the Lord told you to do. You know what I'm saying? You truly become selfless. And you realize that plant don't mean a goddamn thing. You realize that, shoot, when I'm not high all the goddamn time, I can focus on something. You know what I'm saying? I can see the problems in my communities, in my nation. I'm saying I can work towards, you know, solving those problems and bettering my people when I'm not high all the goddamn time. Which, you know, that's all UPK does. You know what I'm saying? We look to better the lives of our people. We look to solve the problems in our communities, which is simply keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. You know what I'm saying? It cut out, you know, women being whores. It'll cut out rapes and molestations, drug addicts, drug dealers, alcoholism, you know, hating your brother, worshiping these gods that ain't get done a goddamn thing for us. You know what I'm saying? And it's truly a long list of things that, you know, simply keeping the law, statutes, and commandments will, you know, truly push out the picture. Let's say that. You know what I'm saying? It's a long list of things. I'm saying it's a long list of things that are contributing to the condition that our people are in as a whole. So like, and so like, and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. So if our people, if we sat there and we stopped following, you know, these so-called leaders of our nation, and we start listening to the priests and prophets that have been telling our people to keep these commandments, you know what I'm saying, then the God of Israel, you know what I'm saying, the God of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, shoot, he'll set us above these other nations. I'm saying we view our oppressors as being high and mighty. You know what I'm saying? Lord will set us above him. In order for the Lord to set us above him, shoot, the Lord's gonna have to bring our oppressor down low. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna have to destroy his nation in order to do so. And that goes for the African, the Arab, the Asian, East Indian. The Lord will put us above every nation upon the face of this earth if we just simply do as he told us to do. I'm saying, just like any father would want for his children to do, is to just listen. It's not that hard. So we kept laws, statutes, and commandments as he said to do, to just listen. Shoot, and he's gonna make us great among these heathen nations. He's going to make sure that they could never step to us again, that they could never wage war, they could never rape our women, steal our land, do all type of heinous acts to our nation. You know what I'm saying? That's what the Lord would ensure. You know what I'm saying? No matter how it is that you look at it. It's a lot. We're going to go to verse 17. I'll give you a second. We're going to go ahead and get into it. Verse 17. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store. Like, so we can go ahead and look at the condition of our people on any reservation throughout the land of America. You know what I'm saying? When it's saying, cursed shall be thy basket and thy store, you know, it's talking about our goods. You know what I'm saying? Our little, it's like our literal stores. You know what I'm saying? Because even on the reservations, you know what I'm saying, a place where we're supposed to be, you know, our own nation. You know what I'm saying? Even heathens have their own stores set up in our own little sovereign nations. You know what I'm saying? Even East Indians have their own jewelry stores set up. You know what I'm saying? Our oppressor owns stores in our own little towns where he's drawing in our money, you know what I'm saying, to profit the land of America. So he takes our money off the reservations and he puts it into, you know, America's society. You know what I'm saying? To building up his own cities, let's say that. Saying when in reality, all that money that is inside of reservations, that should strictly go to reservations. Meaning there should not be one goddamn heathen that owns a store on a reservation. No East Indian should be owning a jewelry store on the reservation. I'm saying no white person should be owning a goddamn gas station, you know, like a supermarket, you know, so on and so forth. They should not be owning a single goddamn business on our land. Instead, it should be natives owning businesses. It should be natives making up prices and selling goods to other natives when that's that's very far from the case. Saying because our oppressors got a store in every goddamn town in the reservations. You know what I'm saying? Not only our oppressor, but these other nations. You know what I'm saying? And they got at least one store. You're gonna see at least one East Indian store. You're gonna see at least one, Asian or Arab store or African. So that's what happens when we look to sellouts in order to secure our land. You know what I'm saying? What is rightfully ours. Shoot, to where they'll just give away what we think is little things to these people, and in reality, it is a goddamn large part of our communities. So because if we can't bring in money for ourselves, besides some goddamn flea markets, how are we truly going to build our people up? How are we going to truly bring in finances in order to bring our people out of this, how should I say this? To bring our people out of, just this low state that we're in. Because reservations are amongst the most poorly funded areas, throughout the United States. I'm saying I do believe that Pine Ridge is actually the poorest has the poorest county in the United States. And that's what happens when we look to those that are not truly looking out for our nation. You know what I'm saying? We get the bare minimum, just like we've always gotten from these people. We've always gotten, just the scarcest of what it is that our oppressor has. Saying it ain't going to change no matter who is in charge regarding these, sellout leaders. Because we need a leader that is truly for our people. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, I mean, shoot, it truly don't mean a goddamn thing. You know what I'm saying? That's been proven, historically. Saying all you gotta do is do a little bit of research, and you'll know. You'll know what's up with it. Slack. I'm gonna read that from the top. Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 17. Curse shall be thy basket and thy store. So what is the first thing that these sellouts do when it comes to giving away what is truly ours? You know what I'm saying? Give away the absolute necessities that are, mandatory in order to build a nation. I'm saying like water, like a sustainable food source. I'm saying, for instance, I'm saying most natives can't get water from their own, like, wells or rivers. what I'm saying? You got to go to a place that is regulated by the U.S. government in order to get these certain things. You know what I'm saying? That was only capable because, these certain leaders, that they play in the favor of America. You know what I'm saying? They aren't truly looking out for the well-being of our people. Because if so, they will that we've got a solid water, you know what I'm saying, a necessity amongst our people. Meanwhile, most people on reservations, shoot, they gotta travel 40 plus miles in order to get some water. They gotta spend, $200 and up a month in order to, get to where they're going to, get water for everyday use. I'm saying if you truly are people, you would think that securing something like this, it'd be a piece of cake. Not even a piece of cake. It would be at the top of the list. You know what I'm saying? It's something that you would ensure that your people had. Because if we know anything from the Dabble protests that were going on, water is a necessity in order to survive, shoot, anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Throughout the land. And so we had a constant thing going on was water is life. But yeah, we got to go to our oppressor in order to get said water. So, and then what happens when our oppressor decides to cut off our water supply? When we drive them 40 plus hours and our oppressor being the goddamn devil, he sits there and says, you know what, you can't have no water. I'm saying this is for the white folks that traveled 5 minutes away. I'm saying this is for the white folks that, ordered it online or whatever nonsense it is they come up with. And now our people are dying of dehydration. Our people out here can't water crops, can't give, animals water in order to survive. But yet these so-called leaders, they don't give a damn about any of it. Because if that was the case, we wouldn't have to travel 40 plus miles. We wouldn't have to spend $200 in goddamn gas in order to get a necessity. You know what I'm saying? They'd be fighting tooth and nail in order to ensure that we got a water as, shoot, goddamn human right. But it said they ain't doing a goddamn thing about it. It said the I.S.U.P.K, Under Commander GEN.YAHANNA, has to speak out about these things. We got to be the ones to fight for our people to ensure that we can get a necessity to survive. You know what I'm saying? Not even the U.S. government that so many natives are depending on is worried about, the shortage of water in the reservations. I'm saying, but that just goes to show you who the true leaders of the nation of Israel. I'm saying blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, who the true leaders are. I'm saying because we're the only ones speaking a bit, speaking out against, these crimes against our people. Slocky. Slocky. We're going to go to verse 23. I'll give you a second to get there. All right, we're going to get into it. Slocky. All right, Slocky. Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 23. And thy heaven that is over thy head shall be brass, and the earth that is under thy Slocky, and the Slocky, and the earth that is under thee shall be iron. And so we can tie this into, a big thing that, not only has been exposed amongst the Native community, in modern times, but it's something that's been going on for a very long time. Same, which is the goddamn sex trafficking that has been going on with our women, with our children. You can look at, for instance, the type of facilities that our women are being held in. Most cases, our women are being thrown into, goddamn dog cages until whatever wicked bastard needs them in order to get them a little bit of money. We already know what's going on with all these goddamn vans that were popping up, a few weeks ago. It's, suspiciously died down about all this human trafficking that was going on concerning all of these goddamn vans and concerning all the Native Indian women. Now it's just it's silent, it's dead. But we know where it is that these women are being held. We know these women are being snatched up in vans and being held there until this disgusting bastard has to sell them off to another disgusting bastard in order to make a little bit of money. You know what I'm saying? We know these things are going on, and we've been known that these things are going on. It's been happening, you know what I'm saying, since our oppressor conquered us over 400 years ago. You know what I'm saying? He's always used our women as sex slaves. He's always made sure to hold them away from us in order to make sure, you know, that they didn't have that you know, masculine spirit to, you know, keep them in order. You know what I'm saying? To ensure that the head of that woman was, you know, far away from her so that they can just, you know, do as they please. You know what I'm saying? Sex trafficking is a huge thing of the, not only, you know, the American government, but shoot, you know, white culture. You know, they've always gone out of their way to make sure that they sell out our women. You know what I'm saying? To whore them out. You know what I'm saying? They've always, and I mean always, gone out of their way to do these things. It's lucky. We're gonna go to verse 30. I'll give you a second. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. So we can look into all of these damn native women that are, you know, going missing that have a husband. I'm saying, let me just slack you. Let me just go ahead and say sex is marriage. You know what I'm saying? Not no goddamn ring or wedding or contract. You know what I'm saying? When a man puts his rod into a woman, you know what I'm saying, that signifies marriage to the Lord. You know what I'm saying? And ultimately, shoot, you know what I'm saying? That's marriage in the Israelite culture. You know what I'm saying? So that's letting us know that a man, he's going to marry a woman, but yet another man will lie with her. You know what I'm saying? So we got all these, you know, wives and mothers that are going missing in our communities that are being sold into sex into sex trafficking in some type of way. You know what I'm saying? And most of these married women that are being taken, you know what I'm saying, these are women that are listening to what it is that their man is saying. You know what I'm saying? These are women that say they don't give a damn about their man caring about them dressing like a whore. These are women that want to go out and party and get high and just straight up be whores. You know what I'm saying? These are the women that are being taken and abused and mistreated and just having all types of heinous acts done to them. I'm saying all because our women are so goddamn rebellious that they would rather do their own thing than listen to a man that, you know, only cares about their well-being. You know what I'm saying? Rather than listen to a man that would lay his goddamn life on the line for them, you know what I'm saying? They'd rather brush that off and just, you know, go out and party, go and get high and have, you know, all these different guy friends and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? That's what these women would rather do instead of, shoot, you know, listening to the person that's supposed to be the head of them. You know what I'm saying? That's not just rebellious women. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of a good bit of our women are, for instance, taken from, you know, stores. You know what I'm saying? Parking lots. They're just living their daily lives, and next thing you know, they're just snatched up. You know what I'm saying? Somebody in a goddamn van has taken them, and they are never to be seen again. You know what I'm saying? Now they're being sold out to a bunch of disgusting West Indians and being sold out to devils and Africans and just all these other nations. You know what I'm saying? All so that some wicked bastard can make a little bit, and I mean a little bit of profit. You know what I'm saying? Knowing damn well that is, you know, that's somebody's wife, yo. You know what I'm saying? She belongs to somebody. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. You know what I'm saying? But these other nations, they don't give a damn about, you know, not only our culture, but they don't give a damn about, shoot, our women and our relationships in general. Which is why they'll do everything they can in order to shatter them. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go ahead and give you an example. Once again, from the American Holocaust. We're going to go to page 84. So this is at the bottom of the page, leading to page 85. You know what I'm saying? This is talking about slaves that wouldn't meet a certain gold quota for, you know, our oppressor. You know what I'm saying? And this is one of the ways that they would be punished. Since it starts out like, not only was he beaten or whipped because he had not brought up enough gold, but further, most often, he was bound hand and foot and flung under the bed like a dog. So it's letting us know that our oppressor, when, you know, a native that was enslaved, if he want to meet a certain type of quota for gold to bring out of the mines, you know what I'm saying, something that didn't fit, you know, what would make our oppressor happy, that he would sit there and he would tie up the hands and the feet of this man, and he would just fling him up under his own bed like he was nothing. You know what I'm saying? Whether he was just his hands and feet were tied separately, whether he was hog-tied. You know what I'm saying? Our oppressor would just treat him like he wasn't a goddamn thing. Under the bed like a dog. Before the foreman laid down directly over him with his wife. Saying so this Spanish bastard would sit there and tie up this man to where he was helpless. He would throw him underneath his own bed like he was just, some goddamn garbage. And then he would rape his wife on the bed that this man was laying under. You know what I'm saying? That is pure wickedness. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of things that these people will do to, start out the sex trafficking amongst our nation. You know what I'm saying? With rape. You know what I'm saying? It starts with rape, and it goes into prostitution, and then it just goes to full-blown, slave. You know what I'm saying? And, you could only imagine, what would be going through not only the man's head, but the woman's head while, this heinous act was being performed, on these two. I'm saying, while the devil was sitting there and, basically breaking these two down mentally and showing his authority over them. You know what I'm saying? So imagine what truly goes through the minds of these women that are being, sex trafficked in the land of America. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot more disgusting things going on with, the women today than just this one instance. These people are utterly destroying our women. You know what I'm saying? Our nation as a whole by doing these things. Shoot. I said, I got another quote for you. So this is a quote from an Italian nobleman, Michael de Cuneo, who in his journal, he's talking about this slave that he was sitting there and trying to have sex with. He's writing down the whole situation that was going down, with this sister. So this devil, this disgusting pepperoni eating devil starts out by saying, I wanted to put my desire into execution, but she did not want it and treated me with her fingernails in such a manner that I wished I had never begun. So this disgusting devil, admits as saying that he was, trying to rape this woman, and she fought back by scratching the hell out of him. I'm saying so much so that he sat back and he's like, I shouldn't have tried to rape this sister. I'm saying I should just let her be in the slave quarters. He continues saying, but seeing that, I took a rope and thrashed her well, for which she such unheard of screams that you would not have believed your ears. I'm saying, so this devil punished this sister for basically forcing, forcing off this man from raping her. You know what I'm saying? Which is something that our oppressor has always done, which is, afflicted us in some type of way when we don't allow him to do as he pleases to us. You know what I'm saying? Our women, they don't want him to rape them. So he'll sit there and he'll cut you open. He'll rip you apart. He'll whip you. You know what I'm saying? He'll beat you. Shoot, he'll goddamn have you gang raped. You know what I'm saying? If that's something that he wants, because he's just such a disgusting bastard. You know what I'm saying? Just such a wicked, bastard on the face of this earth that he don't give a damn about any of that. Slovakia. Finally, we came to an agreement in such manner that I can tell you she seemed to have been brought up in a school of harlots. I'm saying, so this man sat there and afflicted this woman in such a way that she agreed to have sex with him. I'm saying, not even that she agreed to, but that he just beat her down so much that she couldn't even resist this man. You know what I'm saying? He had his way with her in any and every type of way. You know what I'm saying? The time of his life that he'll sit there and he'll say that she was raised to be a goddamn whore. You know what I'm saying? That he had such a good time that, the women of his nation, the natural born, disgusting whore, the same people that will have sex with animals and have all types of orgies and gangbangs. I'm saying that they don't compare to the women of our nation. You know what I'm saying? Because the women of our nation are such whores that, they just blew that out of the water. When that's truly not the case. You know what I'm saying our women are not supposed to be whores. We're not supposed to be selling ourselves out to our oppressor, which is what so many of our women do till this day, is that we sit there and we choose our oppressor over a man of, our own nation. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a good goddamn what the instance is, what the situation is. If you are a Native Indian woman out here having sex with white men, you know what I'm saying? You are nothing more than a goddamn traitor to our nation. And you should be completely and utterly ashamed of yourself. Because our women had to go through those type of things, you know what I'm saying, mentally and physically, and then be raped by these people, and you just willingly give yourself over to them. You just willingly accept these people as if they are a suitable, husband or spouse, when they are nothing more than a bunch of goddamn dogs, literal beasts. And that goes for not only the men of their nation, but that goes for the women. So the men out there sleeping with, all these goddamn white women, you know what I'm saying? You're a goddamn traitor as well. Because at the end of the day, you would sit there and you would choose this nation over your own. Because you got so much goddamn love for them. Slovakia. We're gonna go to. We're gonna skip to verse 41. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. So, for instance, I mean, we can, look at the past. Look at what happened with a huge historical instance where our babies were taken from us. I'm saying you already know where I'm going. I'm saying the boarding schools. You know what I'm saying? Our children were taken from us and they were made captives of our oppressor. You know what I'm saying? They weren't only made to sit there and work for our oppressor. You know what I'm saying? To build things for him, to contribute to his economy. You know what I'm saying? But our children were literally being, raped and sold out to, these disgusting white people. You know what I'm saying? They were being sex slaves to these people. You know what I'm saying? And that's not something that we're sitting here and making up, because you can go and Google boarding schools and damn near every other search, it'll talk about how, the children in the boarding schools were sexually abused, how they were molested and raped, how we would sit there and kill ourselves from the molestation that we, went through. You know what I'm saying? That's what happens when, a nation that hates you rules over you. That they, you know what I'm saying, they don't give a damn about whether you are old, you know what I'm saying, whether you're middle-aged or whether you're young. They're going to have their way with you regardless. And that's something that we got to recognize as a people, that no matter, who it is that you are, no matter what, society it is, hate us so much to where they're going to sit there and they are going to have their way with not only our women, you know what I'm saying, but they're going to have their way with our young, and they are going to have their way with the men of our nation. You know what I'm saying, because it was a constant thing for them to also rape the men of our people. So I'm going to give you this real quick, American Holocaust, and then I'm going to close it out. Slovakia. Verse 17. Slovakia. Page 17. Slovakia. Allegedly, dangerous Indians, that is, adult males, were systematically executed. You know what I'm saying? So the head of the households, you know what I'm saying, the people that were supposed to protect their families, you know what I'm saying, their nation with their lives, you know what I'm saying, were executed on a regular basis by our oppressor. So because our oppressor knew, shoot, if you take out the man, so if you take him out of the household, out of the community in general, shoot, these people are going to be utterly destroyed. You know what I'm saying? These young warriors that are in the families, they're not going to be able to rise up as they would if the father was in the house. You know what I'm saying? These women are not going to sit there and be modest as they'd be able to as the man was in the house. So you take the man out, shoot, now you got a bunch of weak men. You got a bunch of women that are being whores. Their mothers are being whores. You know what I'm saying? These are things that can easily happen once you take the authority figure out of the household. And our oppressor knew that, and he knows that till this day, which is why he does the best that he can and it's in order to ensure that there's no, strong, masculine, warlike man in the house and in the reservations. Were systematically executed while women and children were either shipped off to the slave markets of Spain or the West Indies. And so our oppressor wouldn't just ship us off to do work. You know what I'm saying? Their people already had a workforce. They were already being established and maintained and, all these other things. I'm saying for the most part, whenever they would send us to the slave markets, would obviously contribute slaves all throughout Europe, throughout Africa. You know what I'm saying? By doing these things, these women and these children would eventually become sex slaves to these other nations. Shoot, because we can look up any one of these nations and we can clearly see to where they would like to rape women not of their nation. You know what I'm saying? More specifically, Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian women. And they would like to molest the children of our nation. You know what I'm saying? And that's either from 400 years ago to 300, 200, 100, shoot, even till now. Saying, because you can look at the sex trade that was discovered on Lake Superior with all these women. I'm saying that were being shipped on a goddamn freighter. I'm saying you can see that's not no little business that's going on. You know what I'm saying? That is a large scale operation. You know what I'm saying? If these women are being put on ships, shoot, and they're being shipped across the goddamn ocean. They are being shipped to Europe. They are being shipped to Africa, to Asia, to the Middle East, to them disgusting goddamn East Indians. You know what I'm saying? Because whenever, the slave markets would go from the West Indies, you know what I'm saying? They would always, go over to East India. Which is why you got so many East Indians in the West Indies today. Yeah, our people want to sit there and claim that, natives are the same as Asians and East Indians. When in reality, these people had us as slaves. They would sit there and rape our women and our children. You know what I'm saying? Have just the grandest of times. Or were kept as servants of the colonists themselves. You know what I'm saying? So you either got a choice of being a slave, a sex slave here in America, or a sex slave, really a sex slave across all those lands across the ocean. I'm saying because the sex, you know what I'm saying, because the slave trade is always involved all these other nations when blacks were slaves, when Hispanics were slaves, when Native Indians were slaves. It's always involved our people being sold to them. You know what I'm saying? They already got it built. So it's, you know, it's really only one thing we use our people for, which is sex and prostitution. The of captured child slaves, Slovakia. Not saying of it, Slovakia. So we're gonna go ahead and end it there. I'm saying our people, we got to realize that, you know, that not only are, you know, these false leaders leading our nation astray, but they're also contributing to a large part of, you know, the enslavement of our nation. I'm saying because a sex slave, a sex trade could not be going on without, you know, the leaders of our nation knowing about it and being a part of it. Shit, because eventually, you know, any sane leader would sit there and rebel at, you know, this tremendous amount of women going missing. But instead, our people, we ain't doing a goddamn thing about it. The leaders ain't doing a goddamn thing about it. Same, but what they will do is they will cry to our oppressor, try to get him to be on our side and supposedly help us out. You know what I'm saying? When that should be at the, you know, the absolute bottom of our list. And we're going to go ahead and end the class, though. So I majum, which means to stand. Wapanya Hakwadum means turn and face the east. We're going to start out with the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Avanao, Shabashamayim, Kwadash, Haya, Shemka, Yahweh, Walakwaka, Tabaa, Ratazayika, Haya, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayim, Nathan, Lanawa, Lakam, Ka, Yawam, Wasalakanawa, Kawawathianawa, Kasalakianawa, Kawawathianawa, Wala, Tabayainawa, Banasaya one, of Ball, Hawayainawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Wa Slakia, Wa Allah, Wa Tapara, La Walamyam, Aman. The Lord's Prayer in the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Amen. The cock, or the prayer for the power in the English, Slakia in the Hebrew, Yahweh, by Shem Yahushai, Babakashah, Nathanahu, Hakak, Hakak, La Rapa'ah, Ka Makalah, Wakal Marawa, Hakak, La Tahar, Hamatazarayim, Hakak, Lahakim, Hamathim, Hakak, Rakawath, Hatama'alav, Lagarshan, Ba'ashem Yahushai, the water Aman, the prayer for the power in the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahushai. Thank you. So be it. The prayer for the blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh, wa Yahushai, wa Mnyakal, wa La'ayim, Matazabiyah, GEN.YAHANNA, Halawapium, Hazaranyam, Hakwatazayanyam, Hakayayam, wa Kwathian, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, the water Aman. The prayer for the blessings in the English. Bless you, Yahweh, and Yahushai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yahanna, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai. Thank you. So be it. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai. Listen to us now, right now. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction, and death to the heathen that speak against us, thy prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, and the school. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction, and death to the heathen, and shake loose the pockets of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school. Force their riches to enter into thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction, and death to the Edomites, and the nations, and their drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, Posse Comitazi, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space programs, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street. Open up the internet and the airways, the cable access channels, and the radio channels. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us, and bring swift death to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the terrorists, cause them to go to and fro throughout the earth and destroy. Cause the terrorists to come against America and destroy them in their strongholds. Let America shake at the hands of the terrorists. Let Yahushua, Michael, and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and kill all the heathens that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all that it is the angels that hath done it. Cause it to be spread throughout the media, throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahushai, thank you, always. So be Sar, which means to turn. Slovakia. Security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K. Start out William West, 25th Street, all in New York. Rule for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be secluded only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to make tithes, which is a commandment. Book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21. Book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 to 10. Means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'ashra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to church department or teacher. Priest fund. It's a free will offering for priests. It's not mandatory. It's whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. Slovakia. I believe it's the feast of Hanukkah. It is on the 21st. So it's this coming weekend. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, or war scarf. So we're going to go ahead and give a courtesy salute to the brothers. So, men of Israel, Amadim Shabbat, Amadim, Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakathum, Yazamatah. We're going to give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Amadim Shabbat, Amadim, Barak, Yahweh Shamar Al-Dan, Bahashem Yahushua. Yazamatah. Class dismissed.